Kaiser, it is your time to shine, my friend. Because today we're having a history lesson.
That's right.
And the history is of the future.
I'm really nervous. I'm sorry, I won't lie to you. I remember when we went into this thinking, I'm going to have to give the performance of my fucking life.
You fucking did, though.
Honestly, there's a moment in here where I felt it for months after, I won't lie. But yeah, I remember when we decided that we were finally gonna do this, it meant so much to me that we got it, that we made it as good as possible. I still have some hiccups, like issues with it here or there, but largely, this was it was so different from anything we'd made beforehand, I feel.
And it was something we had been scripting for a bit too. Like we had been scripting it on and off between some of the episodes, as I remember. Just like taking jokes that we wanted to add in here and adding it into this script. Not necessarily like, going scene by scene at the time, but like taking ideas and splicing them.
I remember trying to actually sit down and write this, though, was a nightmare at first.
Yes.
Things were not working out.
Because it was very different from all of the other episodes and specials.
Outside of like the first Bardock movie, this was the one that's kind of out of left field. It's like, because a lot of the other movies...
It's a tone shift.
It is. It's exactly, you put it really well there. This was a big tone shift because we also created a precedent with the characters that we needed to be mindful of, while also reinterpreting these as truly villainous, because we have good versions of the characters right now. So we had to go back to what they were actually like in the original canon.
Making evil 17 and 18 instead of affably reckless,
chaotic, neutral.
Yeah, Cyborg 17 and 18 versus Android 17 and 18.
Which an interesting thing about this, I came up with the idea of it being narrated by Trunks, because I realized
it's a good framing device.
Yes. Because I kept looking at how do we introduce all this information? What is the through line? What is going to make this different from the other things that we've done? Because for me, it was like, I just don't want to give people the same thing we've been doing. How do we change this? And so I realized, wait, Trunks being the narrator makes so much sense.
Yeah, he's telling it to you after the fact.
Yeah, and I'm really glad. I'm really happy with that decision myself.
And there was a large chunk of the fan base at the time that was like, oh, come on, you just got to this good part in the episode. I want to see the next thing. Come on. And they'd all get really upset. And
but at the same time, people why
when are you going to do this special? It's not like we can work on these in tandem.
It's okay. So what you want is the same thing, and something new. Yes, you gotta realize how frustrating that is.
It's the Poochie focus group.
It's the Poochie focus group. Is really it's.
Because unfortunately, a lot of people think of it like a production company where, another group can work on this in the meantime. And it's like, no. It was like with our gaming stuff, we had somebody else to work on those. So
that's a different medium.
At the time, Kieran Grant and I were pumping out gaming content, and sometimes Taka and I would with the two Saiyans play at the time. But for the most part, when it came to DBZA, I would show up for the scripting sessions, I would show up to record, and then you would lock yourself in a dark room for 80 hours.
Yep.
I think this is why some of the specials could almost be said that are almost we all wrote them together, but there was someone was main writing them in a lot of way. And History of Trunks, this was Scott's baby in a lot of way, because this is a special just about his character's backstory. So I think we can take it away. And there's one of my favorite jokes is at the beginning of it too.
I will say, before we get started, we actually did a trailer for this.
Yeah, the trailer is so good.
Honestly, if you check out the trailer, it's on the main channel.
A lot of your trailers are amazing.
I like making trailers. What can I say?
Hello. My name is Trunks. And this is my story.
Hello! This is an emergency broadcast from Humanopolis! The cyborgs are attacking, and they are sparing no one! Nobody's safe!
Please, Gohan, I can help! I'm half Saiyan, just like you!
From now on, you shall be my pupil.
You always tell me to use the pain of loss, but I've never really lost anyone.
For me, it's my greatest source of anger. And then it just builds up inside until finally...
Gohan! Gohan!
It explodes.
Also, I was so sad. We originally had a time a release date and we missed it because it just
Timing. Sometimes like shit comes.
We should have released it and then patched the episode later.
Ooh, yeah.
I used to do that with Yu Yu Hakusho, where I'd release like a busted version, then I'd post like the real version later. Yeah,
There were no rules. There were no rules at the beginning of Abridged.
I did that with Poltergeist Report, where like the first one came out. I was like,
I remember that.
People are waiting for this, so I'm just gonna put this out there. But it was like the audio was jank, and then I did like a version with fixed audio.
Right.
At this point, I think I'm I'm doing solo versions of that. So if you want to check those out, like I'm doing commentaries on those.
Plug.
Yeah, I'll plug me.
I'm screaming into a void on my channel.
Yeah, but yeah, going back through Yu Yu Hakusho and then coming back to watching this is night and day.
It's like, oh man, look at all this lip sync and properly balanced audio. What a wild ride this is.
It's funny because going through it, I start to notice when I start picking up tricks from him. Like when you were doing your episode breakdowns, I would watch those and be like, I can do that.
Hey, sometimes it's just knowing, like, sometimes it's really just not realizing, oh, it's that easy.
Oh, it's that button. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it's this filter. Oh,
Yeah.
that's what that tool does.
That's
Honestly,
why I always tell people, if you're learning how to edit, just learn the very basic stuff. Learn what all your tools do. Because once you know what your tools do, your mind's going to start implementing them.
But enough preamble. Shall we move into History of Trunks?
Well, that's why Scott knew what I would do. I called myself a tool, you prick.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Monty Ohm.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Monty Ohm.
Hello, my name is Trunks, and this is my story. I mean,
Sorry, I gotta point one thing out before we continue. People liked the trailer read for that better than the one that was in.
Sometimes that happens. Like even in Hollywood, you'll get like a really good read in the Hollywood, like the trailer, and then they change it for the main version.
Yeah, I just realized that, and I think I just was like, I'm gonna start recording from the very top because the trailer. I put the trailer out before I had everything recorded. I literally just had people record lines for the trailer, which is something that they do too.
Mm-hmm.
I was a baby during this part, so the details are a little unclear.
Mom, what happened? Your dad is dead!
For good!
I'm told those were my first words.
Son of a bitch!
And those were my second.
But he just got back from his training. After getting back from Namek.
After getting back from his training. After being dead!
Nice, son! One of my favorite
With the
continuous
death of
jokes.
Goku, his family and friends were left to mourn. For approximately 6 months.
Hey girl, how you look?
Ah, my eyes!
Leaving the fate of the Earth with little hope.
This is so different. I love that. I love that.
Hey,
That's good shit, dude.
I'm
Good shit,
glad
dude.
people like it.
It's so good.
Over the next 13 years,
Oh,
the
here they
androids
come.
will destroy small town after small town, working their way up. Maybe that's why we reacted the way we did.
After living through a global pandemic and seeing how people treated that, I believe this shit.
If there was just killer androids, be like, I mean,
they aren't attacking my city right now.
No, the thing is, if I have to go do something to deal with them, then like I might.
What am I gonna do? Stop the androids? What? Should I just stop living?
Yeah. I mean, like I refuse to let.
I
the
don't want to live
androids-
in the bunker.
So there are government-issued power suits to help survive an attack from
You're
the
trying to
androids.
control me.
I'm not gonna wear these. These are uncomfortable.
I can't breathe in this.
I want everyone to die so I'm not inconvenienced.
And welcome back, folks, to TJ and the
They're back!
Welcome
Welcome back!
I love seeing the alternate history version of them.
Peter Griffin.
Yep.
Oh my god, it is.
Disband entirely.
As most
Peter Griffin's a DBZ
players,
character.
associate colleges have been destroyed
By
by
the
the
cyborgs.
cyborgs.
Wipe out!
Speaking of which, in
Simpsons
cyborg news,
Dun, 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 dun.
As we currently speak, Paprikaburg is under siege by the mechanical threat.
but on the brighter side,
Wombat's getting married.
That's right. Unfortunately, my beloved fiance resides in Paprikaburg and is probably most certainly dying as we speak.
This is a similar bit to Cell.
Silver lining.
I'm single again.
By the way, there's a version of that, where it's, literally it was just gonna be,
That was, I swear to God, this is the only part I remember writing. I was like, no, I know the bits we gotta do for this.
I like that they cut it off there, though, because you know it did end in an,
Oh, yeah, it totally did.
And here we go with the,
I miss country.
Daft Punk.
Mom,
just all the
do you believe
callbacks
in
we can
destiny?
make.
I'm a scientist,
So no.
Paprika Brig is only 30 miles from here. If I hurry, I could save someone.
Or you could die like your father.
Why do you say that every time I want to go fight them?
Because you are 13, I'm 37, and I am all alone.
My mother had been 37 for 10 years.
No means no. End of discussion. No, just fly away. That's fine.
God bless him.
It's a
Whose
idea was this?
Kids.
Yeah,
Murderous
Why
kids.
would I be doing that?
You said you would.
Believe it or not, finding a good sound effect for a bunch of bodies hitting a car, harder than you think.
Huh, really? There's a whole song about bodies.
Yeah, I had to actually get the full name myself.
No.
You hit cars?
Said,
No, he
hey,
hit people.
check this shit out.
With cars.
He jumped in a car.
Oh, come
Check
on,
this shit out.
sis. Is this about the shop earlier?
Oh man, you wouldn't believe this haul. This is why I love these little inner city shops. They always have the best.
This'll get her good.
What the hell?
Pranked ya.
Why did you blow it up? They were giving me free clothes.
Didn't give me nothing.
It was a woman's clothing store.
Hey, I'm perfectly secure.
Is that why you dye your hair?
Don't hate.
By the way, I love that break. I love that callback. I love the callback. And I just love the idea that they were both blonde. And he's like, nah. I keep getting confused.
Nah,
with
I
my sister.
gotta have my own thing.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm just happy that goth kids have their own faction in this show.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't sure
Oh,
if I'd be
new
able to do
background, by the
anything
way.
at all,
Yep.
But I
Oh,
had
it is?
to at
Okay.
least
You can always
try
tell
to
with the
stop that
clouds.
chaos.
Yeah, I don't like
Now
it.
that I know what to look for.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I never
it's too
noticed
late.
because I'm
Damn it,
smooth
I'm
brain.
too late. But as I walked the ruins of that demolished city, a hero appeared.
By the way, so when it came to coming up with the kid Trunks voice, I kind of went back and forth on it. Because, you know, the regular Trunks voice is just kind of a higher me without, well, unfortunately now I have a little bit of rasp no matter what because I've aged.
All I can say is from a lot of animated shows that we've seen, we have watched shows and we're fans of shows like for Bob's Burgers where a grown-ass 48-year-old man is playing a 10-year-old in jeans. So I'm just like, what you did actually was a little bit more legwork for playing the age properly.
That being said, so like it was always going to be me playing Kid Trunks, and you know, kind of playing around here. I try not to go too over the top with it, but you know, just kind of put in higher, a little bit of the nose. I wasn't gonna go up here or anything because that's annoying as hell.
I think
it's awful.
It's really hard to listen to for a while.
Oh yeah.
Now, I will say that I think I auditioned for Adult Gohan. I didn't get it.
Yeah.
But I auditioned. I actually read for it because you had a list of people you wanted to read for it, and I was on it because similar vocal type. But the guy you went with is fantastic.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna play. Honestly, I was gonna play Adult Gohan like Bardock, but smoother. Essentially, that was my ideal version. That was my version.
Honestly, it would have been really funny too because Damian Clark played him in the movie.
That's why I was kind of like, I want to kind of ape a little bit what he did, which is, you know, because like my Bardock sounds like this, so I would have played him like this instead. My dad was like that a lot. Yeah.
I won't lie. There was a part of me that just really wanted to use Zach Holzman at the time.
Oh yeah, no, he was great, dude. He's great. I'm not saying not casting him wasn't the right decision. I'm just saying that even I auditioned for it and I didn't get it because we got this guy.
Yeah.
And you'll see why.
By the way, again, Zach Holzman, Timber Puppers on Twitter, really good actor.
Oh yes.
The hero of my time, Gohan. And face
Very
to face
different
with him,
time-worn
all I
Gohan.
could say was, I believe it was profound.
I will say, I wish I'd cut the profound line. It feels like it's putting a hat on the hat.
Yeah, a little bit.
Also,
I think it's funny.
Also, I had to edit on the.
Time before this, Gohan, what was it like?
Well, when I was a toddler, my uncle showed up, kidnapped me, and then Mr. Piccolo killed him and my dad. Then Mr. Piccolo kidnapped me, the Saiyans showed up, killed a bunch of people, including Mr. Piccolo. Then we went to Namek, a bunch more people died, we came back, then my dad died again, then all my friends died, and now everyone else is dying.
But it was better, right?
No.
Well, I can help. I'm half Saiyan, just like you.
I've got one, Mr. Piccolo.
Also, I would change one line there if I could. I would have had him say, sure.
I like the no, honestly.
I think the sure would have been a little bit
No,
like...
the no actually bookends to what Trunks does. Remember? Is she hot? No. It's the same.
It kind of, but more important to me, like in writing this version of Gohan, this is a Gohan that never had the chance to get over his daddy issues.
Yes,
you know, that is true. This is a Gohan who, and it is kind of interesting. As we find out, his daddy issues are kind of on him too. He's sort of built up a resentment.
He projects a lot. He projects a lot of his own insecurities onto Goku.
Yeah,
and then like kind of becomes like this weird self-fulfilling prophecy within him. I mean, look, I love psychology. I go hard for psychology. I read psychology books in my off time.
He does.
So like when we were writing for this damaged Gohan, I'm like, oh, I'm all about this shit.
And he is very damaged.
What?
I said from now on, you shall be my pupil. And you will call me Mr. Gohan.
Oh, okay. Would you like to stay for dinner, Mr. Gohan?
Mr. Gohan would.
Now here comes a joke.
Okay, let's take a moment here.
You fought with it. I fought. I agreed with this joke hard. We had to fight you very hard to keep some of this in here.
I had to.
No. Have your body language for how you were. Cross your arms. Be like, no.
I imagine very tense, just like, this is going to ruin the sanctity of everything I've worked for.
I don't blame him for thinking that, because this is one of the best examples of the different writing styles running aground. So this is an alternate reality, and in my mind, this is where you get fucking silly with shit, because it's not in the core canon. If you fuck with shit in the core canon too much, but in a separate timeline, well, you can get a little bit weird with it. You can get a little bit weird with it. So we were talking about Gohan's weird issues with his dad. I'm like, oh yes, they could be quite profound at this point, which is why I was like, what if Bulma tried to hook up with Gohan? That'd be so fucked up. Oh, really? Is it fucked up with all the dead people?
Here's the thing. I was always on board with her flirting with him, because I was like, you know what? At this point,
he's a big, strong, handsome man.
Dude,
honestly, looking at him, like, yeah,
he's wide. He's half Saiyan. That she's into that. She's into Saiyans. That's her thing.
They aren't related by blood, which might be a bit of a turnoff for her, but. That's the face I was looking for.
There we go. This is what. So, but like, I appreciate that to this day it became this hilarious what if joke that we could have done, just because. And I need to admit why this was so funny to me, because in my mind there's this picture on this YouTube video called "Man Listens to 40 Pitch Sound Babies Crying," and the guy's just bloodshot looking at him
from the El Dorado.
It just sounds like guys. So it was the idea of Bulma and Gohan hooking up in the other room, and Trunks can hear all of it. He's just staring up at the ceiling. He brought this on by inviting him over to dinner, and now it's just so fucked. That's how dark this timeline is.
I will say, there is a version where they hook up in the episode breakdown for History of Trunks. So if you want to see it, it's there. I think someone also posted. I think someone also posted it to YouTube, and people were like, "Wait, when did this happen?"
It didn't happen.
Again, watch the episode breakdowns.
I will say, there was one line of dialogue that didn't even make it into the breakdown, because I don't think they had him record it, which was, "Oh my God, Gohan, this is so intense. Call me Goku. Call me Goku."
No, I don't.
Another case of hat on a hat. I think.
It's like, how far can we push this fucked up joke? Is that the max?
Again, that's always kind of your pinch on. You find something that makes us laugh, and you're like, okay, how far can we go before we have to pull it back? Because
sometimes you can keep going, and it can be funnier, but then it's like, all right, no, to the brink. But this is one of the best examples of we went too far.
Yeah,
I don't think we went too far here.
No. In the version we did, it was right. In my opinion, I love that we talk about the joke, because we could all acknowledge it's fucking funny.
Yeah, I think
it's funny.
But it would be monstrous to actually go through with if you think about the fact that she knew him as a child.
Yes.
She banged Vegeta, and he killed an entire city of people.
I'm not saying Bulma's got good taste.
No, she doesn't.
I changed my dating profile from single mother to
just
single.
Because one gets more hits.
Oh, Gohan.
Everyone is so damaged in this timeline.
Oh, yeah!
Everyone is some kind of broken.
Darkest timeline.
Long time no see.
Bulma,
So,
Holy shit.
Gohan,
You were jacked.
you staying the night?
Bless
We
Megami for
got
these
plenty of
deliveries, by the
room
way.
here, but,
Oh yeah,
you know,
Corinne.
no extra
sold it.
beds, so
Oh, gosh.
we'll have to share.
The fucking eyebrows.
Well, worth a shot. Who's hungry?
Hey, Pa,
You wouldn't-
okay, so the start up to the whole them hooking up, and I need to say this one joke. She goes, well, maybe you need an adult. He just slurps his food. I am an adult. And it just cuts to the banging.
I am an adult.
it slurps his food. I am an adult. And just cuts to the banging. I'm like, yep, there we go, folks. And that's the end of it.
Believe how hard it is to get produce nowadays. Luckily, we have our own greenhouses. Don't ask me where I get the protein from, though.
It's her mom!
They have a lot of
eating.
All of her moms. All of them were meant to be
You were
eaten
just
that way
like your
now.
father.
In what regard?
Well, you're strong and brave, and look at you in that gi.
It was the only thing he left me.
Aw,
That's sweet.
Over the next few weeks, Gohan would begin training me, focusing on making me a Super Saiyan like him. His methods were dodgy.
I love this parallel.
Yeah.
Help me, Mr. Gohan!
Fly up!
The whirlpool's too strong. I can't swim.
I said
Fly up!
Maybe I can build a raft.
Oh! And?
It's Orpheus
Clean
Jr.
yourself up. You know, if you think I'm rough, you should have trained with Mr. Piccolo.
You really looked up to him, didn't you?
Yeah, he was like the father I never had.
You know, speaking of dads, Mom never talks about mine. You knew him, right? What was he like?
So what? You think having a dad as a Super Saiyan makes you better than me?
No!
Wrong answer!
He had a lot to prove.
Gohan would never talk much about his family.
Oh my God!
Grandfather lived alone
Darkest Chi-Chi.
This is really dark.
This is so
actually.
fucked.
in the woods.
I'm home, and I've got groceries. How are you doing, sweetheart?
I should be a grandmother now.
Oh, it's one of those
With a
days.
Nobel Prize winning son. But what am I? A widow. With a son who never talks to me and is possibly dead.
You,
So I'm just gonna sit here and knit this baby sweater.
So, is dinner happening?
Will dinner bring my husband back?
Maybe?
Gohan would continue pushing me hard.
Maybe? I don't know.
Maybe?
Also, gorgeous shot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the art's in so beautiful, you know, really.
I love that oh no, because
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
she is having the worst time of this. She just wants to have a happy family.
Yep.
But she
Should be
ends up
grandma.
in the worst timeline. Poor
I think
poor
there was
Oxking has to deal with all
I
of it
think
too.
one of the other jokes was, how come you got to be a grandparent but not me? Oh shit.
Oh boy.
Oh shit, this is one of those days.
I knew it had to end on the, will dinner bring my husband back? Maybe?
Yeah.
Perhaps? I mean...
Harder and harder, day and night, to become a Super Saiyan.
That's it. Look at him, Mr. Piccolo. He's almost ready. What do you think?
I think the only real training you'll ever get in this world is on the battlefield.
You're right.
The next day,
Absolutely
the cyborgs
unhinged
would attack
Gohan.
Super
He's insane. He's a crazy person now.
Hello and
Yeah.
welcome to Super World.
Slogan pending.
Please stay behind the line.
Huh? Excuse me, you two. You can't cut the line.
Do
That's Mark
you
Swint, by the
not
way.
know who we are?
If you'd like to get on the rides faster, we do have a fast pass system that's only 7,900 zen.
This is why I hate theme parks.
I like that somebody still had to press the button to launch that.
Yep.
I swear this is my only music suggestion in this movie.
Yeah, I mean,
It's the Six
Yeah,
Flags
you know,
movie.
when
Like,
you can fly, these
dun,
rides
dun.
don't really seem that fun.
Well, if you're already bored, why not try taking a ride on my fist?
Wow. You want a minute to rephrase that there, Chief?
I like that he takes he takes so much from Piccolo, even his worst one-liners.
Yep.
He's like, I'm gonna go with the best thing that comes to my man. Comes into my head. How about taking a ride on my fist?
yeah.
Nope. I'd rather take that minute to kick your ass.
Okay, now see? That's better.
Now, Trunks, I want you to just sit back and spectate. Unless they team up on me, in which case, jump in.
I can't help but feel like I'm woefully unprepared for this.
And
That's exactly what we prepared for.
I
This
love
will be
the
my first
choreography of
Yeah,
fights.
no, this one's good.
I feel like it's more martial art grounded.
Gohan had always told me stories about the fights of the past. But those had a lot more screaming and posturing.
This is a little bit of commentary on our part of like, no, this is unlike a lot of those other fights. They just get right down to business.
Yeah, this is incredibly well paced.
Yeah.
But as soon as Gohan gave me upper hand,
Damn, he's pissed today.
You think it's his time of the month?
It's funny because you're a chick.
Gohan!
That is such a cool
I love
shot.
that when they do that.
Wombo combo.
I can't believe he brought a kid to a battle. Super irresponsible.
she wasn't wrong.
I'm not afraid of you. I can take care of you myself.
I, however, was.
Now what do you think?
You hit
Like a girl.
Well, you're not wrong.
Trunks!
Shit.
Oh, no you don't.
Well, shit. Think he got away?
I don't know. We can't sense life energy.
Seriously, what was the point of not giving us that ability? Seems like an intentional design flaw, if you ask me.
Thank God he never found a scouter.
Scorched earth.
Scorched earth.
Ah, crap baskets.
Well, now they don't have a theme park.
Yeah, honestly, they're overpriced.
No,
They are,
no,
but I mean, they're free for
Universal
them.
West City.
Oh, pain. Oh, everything's in pain. Ah, everything but my left arm.
Oh, man. Just that realization.
Oh, by the way, I'm really sad about this. If I'd done this nowadays, there would have been a blood
Oh,
trail.
that's good. Yeah, it would have been dark.
Too bad I'm not a Namekian. Be really handy right about now.
But I'll just settle on the next best thing and use the Senzu beans. Bean. Singular. Ah, well, that's disappointing.
I wonder what, like, if you split a sensu bean in half.
Good question.
They did that on Namek.
Yeah, did they do that?
No, I don't think they
No,
ever.
sorry, not on
I
Namek.
don't think they ever
actually
did it in the
no,
show. In the games, they
did.
allow you to.
I swear to God, they either did it on Namek or the Saiyan Saga. They actually only had two, so they had to split half for Krillin, half for Gohan. And I think Goku ate one real quick to refresh his energy because he just flew there.
I can't remember.
In the comments below, prove us wrong.
Yeah, is Taka correct or is he gaslighting us?
Also,
or is gaslighting real?
It's not. It's crazy.
Oh.
I'm kind of curious if if that would have regrown his arm. I want to think that it would have actually.
Really?
Well, here's the thing: when they take sensu beans after taking like when Yamcha got impaled, his flesh fully re-healed.
Yeah, I mean if it can like heal a hole in you, it's not too far of a stretch to say you'd get an arm back.
Well, I think the human body, well, at least humans, they can regrow that area, but a limb, that's not coded into their DNA. That's what Mr.
What if he ended up with like a weird baby arm? like just
baby
like,
arm
like
Gohan.
digits at the end of the elbows.
What if he does Kamehamehas, like in his little hands? Like,
he has like a little T-Rex arm.
Oh, hate that.
Fan artist.
No.
Baby arm Gohan.
Looking for male, mid to late 30s, black spiky hair, not too tall, loves to work out.
Hey, Mom.
What is it, Trump? Oh my God!
What do you know about reattaching arms that I can't find?
I am sad he never got a sick robot arm.
Yeah,
That would've
honestly,
been
that
cool.
would have been pretty cool. I think there's something kind of subtly sweet about the fact that she is literally looking for someone to replace Vegeta.
Even though they literally spent
sweetie.
one night together.
She can't forget him.
Well, they were together for a while, and
He was a great lay.
Rocked her world.
By the way,
Rocked her dragon.
I cannot remember what the dialogue was in the scene. There was dialogue here originally, but I realized I had to cut it down to what's here.
I think it's better for it.
Oh yeah, I actually.
I mean, obviously, you never cut anything unless it's better for it.
Yeah, well, unless I-
Sometimes they're chasing. Sometimes the footage doesn't work too.
Yeah,
but-
that happens.
So, have you learned anything today?
The only good cyborg is a dead cyborg?
You really are your father's son.
Now stronger and more motivated than ever, I was back to training as soon as Gohan was able again. Though I think he was still a little sore.
Come on, Trunks! Just imagine losing someone or something close to you.
Like your arm!
Because trust me,
that really freaking sucks!
All right, take 5.
All right, take 5.
Unfortunately,
hello,
I
little
wouldn't
lizard.
transform in time. So, Gohan, do you usually hang out in wastelands?
What do you mean? This is where I live.
I loved in the History of Trunks DLC for Kakarot. It's true. He lives in a little cave out in the wastes.
I can't believe that we called that.
It honestly, it makes sense because he would be the one target that they're looking to kill because he's the only one that's a threat to them. If he lived near any of his family or friends, they would be in danger.
Yeah, it was actually a good deduction on our part that that's what they would do. So I'm
kind of wish he was doing the Great Saiyan Man bit here in this movie, though.
In this world, it doesn't make sense.
Oh yeah, no, this is not the place where he'd play superhero.
I know, that's why it would be funny.
Oh,
I'm not saying it should happen. I'm just
nice.
saying that'd be funny.
I think you're really close, you know? You just need something to push you over the edge.
Well, you always tell me to use the pain of loss. But I've never really lost anyone.
For me,
The
it's my
monkey's
greatest
paw
source of
curls.
anger.
Right.
I just think about losing Krillin or Mr. Piccolo.
Or your dad?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And then it just builds up inside until finally, it explodes.
Every time that line goes off, I think of the trailer. Because that moment is like so good in the trailer.
Yeah, I honestly, by the way, there's a version, I remember it now. There are 2 versions of that trailer. One that got released publicly, and then there's one just without the dialogue. And it's haunting as well. But the one, I am glad I went with the dialogue. Yeah, I'm a really big fan of that trailer.
Yeah, like that, only metaphorically.
The cyborgs! Mr. Gohan, we have to go!
No, Trunks. You stay here this time. We both know you're not ready.
Mr. Gohan, you only have one arm! What can you do with one arm?
Little bitch.
You know what? You're right. What can I do with only one arm?
Judo
Mr.
chop!
Gohan, I will not let you down!
That. I can do that with one arm.
Try call me
Now,
on it again.
What can I do to the cyborgs with one arm?
Use the Makanko Sapo!
You never taught me that.
Use it!
By the way, very subtle hint that it is all in his head.
Because in our version, Piccolo can never pronounce it.
Yep. The fact that he got it right is the indicator like, oh shoot, he's not real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm bored.
Well, we could find another city.
No, I mean, like, bored of this whole Great Destroyer shtick, you know? Destroying things, killing people. It's just boring.
Yeah, it's kind of lost its luster. After you wipe an entire genre of music off the face of the earth, what's left?
You know what I always wanted to do? Like, since before all this? Be a park ranger.
You want to range a park.
Hell yeah!
Having a conversation
Living
right now.
outdoors, communicating with nature, shooting poachers. Yeah. I think I'm gonna do that.
I love that read from Gon, and this follow-up read from Amber is also amazing.
Oh, that read made... See, that read for Android 17 makes him sound like Jan from Hellsing.
Goddamn son of a bitch! You goddamn son of a bitch!
Yeah, love it. Positively A+, 5 stars across the
Them
board.
being siblings is just so fucking fun.
I'm so glad that we made them siblings out the gate instead of revealing
or
it
just
later.
like really let them be siblings.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like they bicker, they chide each other, but they got each other's back.
Oh yeah, no, they'll kill for each other easily.
He slapped your shit!
Okay, you know what? That's it. I'm killing every human. Every one. Then I'm gonna range the shit out of that park.
By the way, Gon, sometimes he'll giggle at the end of his lines. I don't know what it is, but it happens a lot. And I think it's if he finds like the line silly enough that he just starts giggling.
And now I
during
want to know
it.
what lines he giggled at the end of.
Oh, a lot of them. More than you'd think.
Kikoho, fuck yourself?
No, not that one.
I would giggle at that.
But like a lot of his Jace lines, actually, and a lot of his 17 lines. That one was one of the ones where it kind of sneaks in at the end. I'm gonna range the shit out of that park. And like,
he's like, I like it because it gives him this whimsy. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, I kept it, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah. Neither of you are leaving here
Evangelion
alive.
music.
I'm stronger
Just
than I
felt
was
right.
before.
We're gonna jump into some
also
Doctor. This
lighter.
blends into the
Looks
Doctor
like you
Who
dropped
music
some
really
weight
well.
since
So
last
fucked up.
time. 5, 10 pounds? I don't know. How much does an arm weigh?
Gotta hand it to you, though.
Yeah?
Pretty ballsy coming after us all
Asymmetrical.
asymmetrical like that. But 4 hands are better than 1. Long story short, you're gonna die.
No,
love him as
this isn't
17.
where my story ends.
This is where Gohan's story ends.
Yeah.
And I know, like, I figured some people would be upset that we skipped their really cool fight there, but it looks so much better as a flashback.
Honestly, I'm really.
I remember you actually being split over that. You didn't know what to do in this scenario because you know for pacing it would make sense to make it faster.
Yeah, but I do. When I was sitting down, I was looking at it. All I could think was, I can do this really great transition, and then we can play it back later. And honestly, yeah, I think for the sake of this movie, in the original, it's
absolutely.
In fact, they could have done. Honestly, I really love what they did for Kakarot, where there's this big final push from him. Real good stuff. I love that. However, here we had to cut it and show it through flashbacks, and yeah, I think it was the right move for this.
Yeah. This is it, Mr. Piccolo. But at least we still have Trunks. I trained him just like you wanted.
You know I'm not actually here, right?
Oh, crap baskets.
Down! Huh?
Here it fucking comes.
Oh no.
Be proud of this, man. You really should. Hold your head high on this, man. You really should.
No, this scene fucking kills, dude. It kills everybody I've seen watch it.
Yep.
And while I'm sure the music has to get muted here, or at least something needs to be done to mess with it, this
brutal.
Doctor Who theme is so good for this.
I want to point out that there's a version of this where I actually talked. Like, there's a version of the script where when he was flying, he's looking for him. It's like, where are you? And then, like, there's actually talking, and I just cut it. Partially because I didn't have the footage for it working. But then I realized, no, I'm going to let
the silence speak.
Yeah.
And the music does so much heavy lifting. This is just a fucking banger of an emotional song.
Oh, it's so sad. What Doctor theme is this?
This is the one where he's saying goodbye to Rose.
Yeah.
Oh, this is Tennant's theme. Okay.
Just seeing the last moments of the man that's his hero. Then all the other background noise fades out. It really hits like the numbness. And then as the world becomes more real to him, it comes back.
So good. So good. Getting goosebumps. My goosebumps are back.
Dude, not until Masako does the Super Saiyan 2 scream for Gohan do we have as good of a transformation. For real.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That scream fucked me up for a while, actually. I had to, like, recover. But it was sort of interesting.
How many takes did you do?
Too many. But I remember doing the scene on my own for a bit because I wanted to get a feel for it. In fact, I used a scream that I had made for a fandub of the scene that I actually did like literally a couple months before we got to this because I wanted to see if I could handle it. I used those screams there, and that final one, that last one where he hits the ground is the one where it really hits. Like that was the one where I went all in because that was the one where I knew I was going to go out on a flare.
You can hear the voice breaking, and that's part of it.
Yeah,
that's part of the scream is when it breaks. That's when the Super Saiyan activates.
We've talked about this before, but I'm very proud of like my ability to scream and do that. And dude, that is a scream you could put a fucking pin in because that is like just chef's kiss.
It's
That is damn good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
When we first wanted you to play Trunks, you felt like you weren't right for it because you had such reverence for the character and you wanted to step up to it. And we're both telling you, 2v1, you did.
It was also a matter of I wanted to make sure he sounded very natural, and I was always kind of worried I wasn't going to be able to nail that. Although I will say, and I feel like
I could hear the fucking tears in your eyes.
Oh, dude, it's such a good performance.
I will say this, and I think it's been long enough to say it. Sabbath watched one of our old episodes. It was the one where he is talking to Goku for the first time, with the medicine and everything. And I remember Sabbath told me that is one of the most natural performances I've heard of Trunks in my life. And I will sail on that till I die.
He once tweeted that if he died, I'd replace him as Vegeta. Nope, I highly doubt that stands. But
well, not
that was a tweet that I'm like, I should frame this.
All right, we're gonna have to do the Damian Clark story eventually because I have a much more hilarious scenario.
We'll get
to that one eventually.
We'll get there when we get to Perfect Cell.
We will tell the Damian Clark story soon.
Oh yeah, that one. That is.
Either way,
you were there for it.
Either way, we love Chris Sabat. He is fucking amazing. And but for real, just to round this back out here. I hope you feel pride in that looking back at this, because you fucking should.
Yeah. I do. Honestly, I love that scene.
Good!
I do. And look, every once in a while, I'll admit, I go on YouTube.
And you watch reactions of people
and
I
find people who specifically have clipped the scene and posted it, and just to look at the comments.
Because in the end, every time you have some doubt, there we go. Affirmation. I do that for Imperfect Cell clips. Are you kidding me?
3 years later.
All right, Mom. I got the rest of the supplies for the time machine. And Stu Bad Grandpa isn't here to help you build it.
I love this joke.
This joke's great.
Unfortunately, he's still off searching the cosmos for new Namek.
It's the 3-peat.
By God! Is that it? After all these... God damn it all!
By the way, so... First of all, love it. Second, the ship was actually a model made by Mark Swint from scratch.
Yeah, and he'll make the time machine at the end of this too.
He does a bunch of voice work. He's in Helsing as Willingham as well. It's what's funny about that is like we're gonna as a cutaway. Because like a Family Guy cutaway, we're now going to cut away to Dr. Briefs in a 3D spaceship looking at a filler episode that may or may not have been canon.
Is that it? After all these years, I finally...
Fake.
Damn it!
Same joke again. It's like, yes.
We brought it back once with Goku on the ship. I think I see Planet Namek. Oh, never mind. It's fake.
I love that joke, but the fact that we did it 3 times. We rule of 3 with fake Namek, and we almost skipped it, which I'm happy we never did. So let's continue on, because I think we have another continuous joke continue on here.
So until your grandpa returns, just me.
Hello! This is an emergency broadcast from Humanopolis.
Humanopolis.
So many humans.
That's close to here.
Trunks, I know what you're thinking, but let me just finish the time machine.
We don't have time for that.
That's what the machine is for.
Listen, I'm stronger now. I'm a Super Saiyan.
There it is.
So was Gohan, and look how that turned out.
Oh, so now you're just replacing Dad with Gohan?
Trust me, I tried.
I'm going now.
Some people miss that is when his scream broke through time and space.
Yeah. That I remember when we were writing. I think it was either you or I were like, wait, the infinite scream.
Yeah, when does the scream show up? Because obviously we couldn't have the same scene that we had.
We were almost done the script. I think you were almost on the script because it's more or less your script. We're like, and I think either you and I were like, "Fuck, we almost forgot. If we do that, everyone's gonna point that out."
Yeah, I'm so glad that's in here.
Woo! We wiped sweat away from our brow. We're like, "Whew."
I'll also say, God, I wish we had the scene written when we originally did that scene.
Yeah, but that was never gonna happen.
I know that's impossible.
Daddy?
But
What are you talking
in the
about?
perfect version of the show, a full director's the full director's cut of the whole show, I would have absolutely put that here. There.
Luckily, we have the excuse of there being alternate timelines.
Yep.
And this is the timeline, where. Everybody died. This is Trunks' timeline.
However, all the events on Namek still happened all the same. So the infinite rate thing happened this time. So that's why it works. It works.
They just don't address it.
Be safe.
And so, armed with the sword given to me by Tapion,
which is a whole other story.
I raced off.
Pause real quick. I need to talk about. Okay, so those hands up, who knows who Tapion is?
I mean, yeah.
I do too.
We all wrote the
Tapion
joke.
is Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, a little bit. He's Chrono meets Link.
Yes.
Yeah, he's Chrono with an ocarina.
And is he a space pirate
that keeps
too?
Godzilla in check.
Yep.
Is he a space pirate?
No. He's just a
dude.
hero.
He's just a dude who grew up on a planet. He and his brother were supposed to.
Sister, wasn't it?
Brother.
Okay.
Yeah, a little brother. Were supposed to keep Hildegard in check.
It's like an anti-Mothra.
Yeah, but then one night his brother accidentally let it out. It killed him.
Oops.
And then I think they sealed it in a sealed Tapion in a magic box.
Yes,
which
Tapion was in there.
Yeah, which was supposed to keep the monster at bay. And then
They release him and...
Yeah.
And then Vegeta shows up and has possibly one of the most hilarious run-ins in an entire movie I've ever seen in my life.
I'm really glad that we could describe this movie, which most of these people have probably already watched, everybody. But
I
yes.
mean, honestly, it's probably the least watched Dragon Ball movie. I would...
For all
I
these
would,
sequels.
Well, the least watched Dragon Ball Z movie.
Maybe.
How many of you out there have seen Wrath of the Dragon? Like, for real?
Is it a dragon?
And then hold your hands up.
The dragon punch at the end. That's what they call it.
And then hold up your hand again if you've seen it more than once. I've only seen it once.
I've seen it once and I'm good.
One last time.
I love it. Like, that's just so playful.
Yep.
We all wrapped up then?
Yep, looks like we're out of people to kill here.
Why don't you try me?
Wait, did you just ask us to kill you?
No, as in fight me.
I'm sorry, do we know you?
Yes, you murdered my master.
Oh, wait, hold on.
I don't care.
Nice.
To this day, I'm still not sure why I did what I did. Maybe it was grief. Maybe it was puberty.
Young, dumb, and full of rage.
Maybe I just had something to prove. A young, half-blood Super Saiyan, armed with nothing but a sword in his guts.
He's doing good.
Unfortunately, half human and half Saiyan might just be analogous to half brave and half stupid.
Good line.
I did it!
Hey! Doesn't he kind of remind you of you-know-who?
Now that you mention it, I do see the resemblance. But unlike good old Righty, he's still got both arms.
Yeah, but not for long.
Oh, good shot. Oh, I love that. It's so great.
You lost, little boy?
Amber's so fucking good.
Oh, she is.
Oh, she really is.
She's so her voice is so naturally intimidating.
Hey, Sunshine, cough if you're still alive.
Look, it's Dominic and Rhea Ripley.
Why?
That good boy always gets me.
The question isn't why, kid. It's why not.
I mean, who's going to stop
This
us?
is our thesis on their
Not those
characters,
guys
basically.
17 years ago.
Not all
Our entire
And
hypothesis of them.
certainly not you.
You?
Yes.
You evil fucking
This is hilarious.
The fuck is he doing?
Yeah. Although now it's kind of annoying. Now it's sad. And
now it's annoying again.
Oh, so brutal.
The pinball noises.
Yep.
Wait a sec. This kid looked familiar to you, sis?
Yeah! He was at the amusement park with Stumpy.
We were just like we
Stumpy.
took down a bunch of names like what's something that you can insult somebody with one arm with?
Yeah.
And we just took a whole list of them. Like calling him asymmetrical, calling him one arm, calling him righty, and then it's just like let's just use all of them.
Yep.
Never repeat any of them.
They're such assholes.
Yep.
Aw, who's a little survivor? You are.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Let's fix that, shall we?
And this part that never made sense to us.
Dibs! Sis, get out of the...
They actually do that in the...
This explosion, by the way, is from the Boo Saga.
Good.
That's it! We're leaving!
Come on.
I still have no idea how I survived.
Because the writers wrote themselves into a corner and they had to figure something
Yeah,
out.
he's got to live somehow.
Trunks, sweetie? You waking up?
Mom?
I've been injecting you with lemonade. Is it working?
I feel sour and bitter.
Well, I finished the time
Just
machine.
like your father.
Oh. Is that long?
Yeah. Which means you got two options. You take another swing at the cyborgs, or you use the time machine to go save Goku.
I want to save Goku.
Trunks.
I want to save Goku.
Good boy.
All right. Now I get to talk about one of the darkest takes that didn't make it into this.
Please do.
We mentioned early on, don't ask where the protein comes from. There was a pitch that I'm glad we didn't go through with.
Who pitched it?
For me.
Oh, it's from you.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. There was a pitch from me that this Trunks actually died and that she used a clone of him.
Yeah, see, that's where I'm like, "Ugh."
Yeah, it stretches credulity a little too much, I think.
A little bit.
It
Also, it is way too dark.
It also, I feel like, and this is not to insult the idea, because comedically it's kind of funny, but if this was just an isolated parody, we could make that joke. Because it's connected to the core line, it would cheapen Trunks in a certain way.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, at least in a certain way. Unless we're going for kind of like, I don't know, the Sixth Day with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
But yeah, luckily, I'm glad we didn't go through with it. It was kind of something I floated. It was basically universally rejected and good, but that was something that was floated.
This was myself and Nick reacting to that.
No.
Cross your arms!
I don't cross my arms when I don't think something's good. I bluntly say.
I'll cross for you.
Okay. Extra hard.
That being said, there are a couple of moments throughout where I'm glad that you guys vetoed me on some things. But
we
this
all
was
have
You had to veto us enough.
Yeah. You had to veto our baby. The baby joke we wanted. Dude, that's why I'm never bitter about it. It's just funny to me. It's just like, God, that's the most contentious we got about a joke, huh? No, it's just Scott pounding the table. Gohan will not fuck Bulma.
Yep.
Why am I on Caster's cell? To make a point.
Just to prove to you how serious I am.
And I really do appreciate this because this is actually one of my least favorite specials. I don't
like of the ones that we made or just in general?
No, of all the specials in Z. I don't like this because I hate negative endings. And I don't like that all those innocent people I don't like that the innocent people died. That's what bugs me most. It's like it adds to the terror of what happened, why Trunks is the way he is. But for me, it was hard for me to like this story because I just felt bad for everybody.
You also don't like BoJack Horseman, do you?
I had to stop watching it because I got so infuriated.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I had to.
This is all adding up now.
After recovering a few months, I was finally ready.
Aw, my jacket looks so good on you.
Mm-hmm.
All the girls in the past are just gonna love it.
So
I
this
bet
is
they
it.
are, Mom.
I can't believe I finally
think I
get to
added
meet
that
history's
blush.
greatest hero.
You did?
Yeah, Goku might not be exactly how you think, so do temper your expectations.
And Dad! I finally get to meet Dad!
Oh shit, you do.
Huh?
I mean, just be yourself, sweetie, and everything will turn out okay.
All right, Mom. I'm off.
This is
Next
such a
time
sweet
you see
ending,
me,
but also funny.
This'll be a cyborg-free world.
Yep. Unless this actually operates on multiverse theory, in which case...
Can't hear you, Mom. Time machine.
Bye, sweetie!
I made sure to push for like,
Pause.
wait a couple of seconds.
Pause.
And multiverse theory it is.
Shit. That sucks.
Well,
Yep.
there was a moment there where she hoped she just stopped existing.
Well, hey, maybe it's one of those things where, like, your mind fuses with an alternate version of yourself.
Also, this custom version of
I-
Doctor
Shala
Who
Het
cross
Shala.
Shala Het
Yeah.
Shala.
So this was
Yeah.
I think this was the one thing I didn't do a single voice in as well, actually. Yep, I'm not even in the credits actually. I
Oh,
wrote
wow,
it,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I didn't do any voices. There's just no option. There's no opportunities for me. This is a very
Yeah.
focused story, though.
And again, Mark Swint, who made the time
Yeah.
machine for this animation.
We had him do that one extra character too, which was good.
And he's at the top of our special thanks to list.
And Manry Monty Ohm. Seriously, respect to Monty. Taken too early. This is so beautiful. Like, just really shows some pride for this.
Here it comes. Finally, the roundabout of the submarine joke.
All right, they haven't been back in 2 days.
I can't believe they took my house.
I'm going in for a food run. All that's left is the Spam and the pork rinds.
We both knew this day would come, Oolong!
I have long since made peace with this. I'm just glad we're still alive.
Oh, thanks to my submarine,
the USS Medic.
Speaking of which,
Oh no.
I've been meaning to
I knew
ask,
it, I frickin' knew it.
how does it feel riding my dick?
17 years! 17 years you've been holding holding on to that one.
You don't know the patience I have. Didn't answer my question either.
It's tight and damp.
We're gonna die in here.
Those are the 2 poor lines ever in the show. It's just for the Medic
We're
scene.
gonna die in here.
Oh my god.
Well, doesn't the special actually open with them in the thing?
I don't know if it opens with it, but
could've sworn it
it is a clip that it cuts to, and we knew we had to use it. And you pitched the USS Medic part.
Was that my line?
That was the USS Medic was your pitch.
What the fuck? I have no memory of that, man.
Yeah, I don't remember that either.
I remember it.
I believe you. I believe you when you say that, but seriously, have some damn pride, because not everyone got a backstory movie about their character.
I know, right?
And
you did.
Yeah, but Bardock's not in the show yet.
How could History of Trunks. This is one that we had been thinking about for a very long time.
How could you
see
not?
a lot of jokes that we had speckled in throughout the series kind of led into this, where we had this alternate reality version of those jokes coming to fruition. And you get to see a lot of how why Trunks acts the way he does when he pops back in time. It's...
For Trunks, he gets bodied by the androids and then fights Frieza, going like, oh my god, this is so much easier.
Oh, you gotta wonder, when he shows up and then just obliterates Frieza and his father, he's gotta be riding high. He's gotta be like,
I'm feeling great.
I'm as strong as Goku is.
Yeah, at that point, he was.
And then he meets Goku and was like, ah, shit. Okay, yeah, he's still got a few steps.
He's blocking
on
my
me.
swords with his finger. The fuck is he doing?
Yeah, which, by the way, Frieza never would have. Like, man, Frieza really thought he was the guy. And then he shows up, then he gets bodied by the guy who then immediately gets bodied by the other guy he would have fought had he not shown up.
I am the guy. I have come here to be the guy. Okay? My father's here to watch me be the guy. I'm here to watch you, son. Yes, right. Now, oh shit.
The biggest not that guy moment.
But hey, we've gotten through History of Trunks with a stellar performance.
Thank you.
Amazing editing. This is seriously one of the coolest things you put together. But now it's time to get back to Cell in one of our favorite episodes.
Oh yeah.
Next time
on this thing
with all of you.
Fuck off with your
I'm
bullshit.
back to being
with
the
all
bad.
of your
I am
bullshit.
the villain. I beep.
This thing that we're doing.
I need to pee.
Beep.